Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Let's talk some watches. It's really, there's really not that much to talk about. We got the Longines, the new Longines HydroConquest. It looks wacky, but you know what? I have been praising Longines for quite some time lately. We were looking at their new heritage models and everything. So it would be kind of nice to go through them. It's gonna be me. I got here my wristwatch Jesus joining me. Hello, Jesus. Thank you.
Hey man,
How's it going?
pretty good. How about you?
Hey, it's I'm doing freaking great. Yesterday I did
Yeah.
my first a kind of really fun Twitch stream. I
Oh,
was playing a video game. What happened was I was gonna play The Village. I guess that's the eighth one. But as soon as I started, people started questioning me like, "Oh, did you play the 7? Did you play the 7?" I said, "No, I did not, but I had it on my account." And they said, "No, go back, play the 7, then we'll do the 8." So I did it. So we were playing through with a couple of guys. It was crazy scary, but I had so much fun. I'm gonna drop the link to my Twitch so that if anybody wants to join me, I'm gonna play it later today. I think in about in like 4 5 hours. I'm gonna continue the thing. So if you guys are into games, you want to join me for a scary adventure, woo! It's gonna get crazy. But let's talk watches. Let's talk watches. Wings and watches.
hey, you're in New York, right?
Yes,
What
Brooklyn.
time is it in New York?
Right now it's 5:17,
Oh,
and actually that's exactly what my wristwatch says. Surprise to everyone's surprise. Let me actually put on my Explorer 2. I was wearing this baby. What you wearing today?
oh,
Let's
I'm
see.
wearing
Wristwatch
this
check.
guy.
Oh, that's the 37, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So what I don't understand, why is there such a big gap difference between the 37 and then the 44, I guess, the big one?
They used to do 40, 42, 43,
Mm-hmm.
but they kept for the men's collection 45.
45
Probably it was the better selling
size,
watch.
maybe at that
And
time.
they kept for the women
Mm-hmm.
37.
Wow, that's a
So this is
huge
actually a
difference.
woman's watch, like not a joke, really a woman's watch. If I show you the boxing, it's hilarious. It has a huge red ribbon. It feels like I was, buying a diamond ring or something like
No
this.
way. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, let me show you.
Okay, bring it out. Bring it out. That's funny. Man, you know, so I said that my wife has the 37 Yacht-Master, but there is no in boxing, there is no differentiation, women's watch or men's watch. But that kind
Yeah,
of
look,
hurts. Let's see
that's
it.
fucking crazy. Look at this thing.
Here we go.
Look at this.
Oh my God.
Uh, Even better, inside is like a little leather pouch.
Oh my God. Look. That's the back. Look at Wigs and Watch. Look, that's the packaging for
Did
the
you see?
wow for the 37 deep sea. Oh no, not it's not deep sea. It's the Planet Ocean. Planet Ocean. Wow,
The
that's
Amiga
so
gods
good.
called me, and I felt compelled to jump on.
Hey, so good. We're gonna try to edit your video uh later after the stream. The second one.
All
The
good?
second one.
No worries.
Oh, and can you drop the link to your YouTube channel, please, so that people
Yes,
can go
okay.
and check it out? Your first flight. Here we go. Let's go through some chat. Oh,
Fits pretty well,
it
right?
it looks really good, and there's nothing like besides the box there's nothing
Yeah,
that says that's a women's watch.
look how chunky it is. Like,
Whew.
what woman wants a watch like chunky like this?
Jeez.
That's not a woman's watch.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. The marketing, man, their marketing team has been off the ball lately.
Kurt says Omega. Well, you should say Omega.
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 Or Omega?
Omega.
Omega. Omega. Here we go. J Wright,
Yeah, it's
great
a
watch,
cube.
Tim. 3 months waiting on Joma, I think. Is he talking about the new HydroConquest? By the way, guys, check
Yep.
out my sponsors, David SW. Ooh, look at this. Actually, the Lange that I was talking about, looks like they have one. These are actually, I think, the outsized date new. That sells for like almost 30,000 new.
What
What do you
what
think?
year is this watch from?
Let's see here. This is a new model.
Is it new? Okay. Because I saw it once
Mm-hmm.
where I usually get my pre-owned watches. I saw
Yeah.
it once at 16,000. So
Oh,
23 seems very high.
is it the same model? This is 39. I think
I
this
don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Mine was rose gold, but it is the exact same model. And let me tell you, you see
Yes.
that button that you
Yes.
use to press to change the date?
Yes.
It's the smoothest button ever, man.
Yes.
That is crazy smooth.
Lange know how to do the thing. I mean, I preferred this one. So I really like the Lange one, but this is like the Lange one without the power reserve. Obviously, this is automatic. The other one's manual one,
I prefer this over the Lange one
right?
every day.
And this one is
Actually, I'm gonna say something.
yeah.
I don't really like that much the Lange one.
Ooh, it is kind of hard to read. So I kind of understand. I do understand This is like straight up. This is an unapologetic, clean watch. Big date, time, hours, minutes, seconds. That's it. Unapologetic, automatic. It's beautiful. Crazy stuff. And the price, actually, they have some sale right now going on. So
Yeah, and by the way, if you mentioned timwrite,
they're gonna give even deeper discount. But let's keep going.
Timwrite.com.
Timwrite.com. And check out I do have Fridge sponsors. There we go. Let's get through these ads. And also, now I'm sponsored by Perpetual Time. So if you have to repair your watch, look no further.
is that Alex?
Alex, yep, that's the Alex. Alex, he'll take care of you. He'll give you good advice on your watches at the right price, okay? Check him out, guys. There we go. Now, let's go to the thing here. Boom, the new HydroConquest. What do you think?
Well, I got many things to say about it, but maybe Wings, do you want to go first?
Yes? This is a Wings watch. Longines was probably one of the first pilot watches, from what I understand.
I mean, I like the way that the dial is set up. Right, it's nice and simplistic. I personally like the date window.
Can I show you
right?
something?
Sure.
Let me show you something. This was the old model, and if you look here,
Yeah, the new one is better.
it was busier. You see all the lines,
Right.
and we go to this one, and it looks very
Much
simplified.
cleaner.
Yeah, keep going. Oh, you like
Yeah,
the
I
date?
mean, yeah, it's got a nice appeal to it. I'd have to see this in person. I usually wouldn't invest money in Longines. There are some other brands that I am more drawn to, but
Yes.
I mean, if I see this in person and I personally like it,
Mm.
this is a great watch to go and fly with. I wouldn't have to worry about beating up an expensive piece in the plane, right?
Yes.
So that's one of the things that I had to be quite careful with. Was being mindful of the bezel and where my hands are traveling. So
Yes.
no, this would be nice.
Definitely. NI Addictive Guy says wearing a HydroConquest ceramic bezel now. It's a special build movement for Longines. Yeah, I think these are these are technically considered in-house, because Longines is owned by Swatch Group, and Swatch owns ETA. So, and they made a special movement. It's ETA movement, but it's not like standard ETA. It's specially built for Longines. Anyways, 64 hours of power reserve, AR coating, super thin with engraved case back. What's not to like about for the money? Actually, now, now here's the thing. Can I tell you something? When I looked at the watch from this angle, you see, I freaking hated the crown guards. And let's see here. Somebody's saying here, hit the apex. Says, look how good that crown without crown guards looks. So what I'm imagining is, see, if you put your fingers, you can run them down the crown guards and grip that final piece, that little thing, and to pull it out. I guess, is it screw down or?
No.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's screw down. It has to be screw down.
Yeah, I think it is.
It's screwed
is
down,
it?
so you unscrew it, then you run it down, you grip that little piece, and you pull it out. But what's even crazier, and this I don't know, it is kind of, I think this they did it. The reason those crown guards look the way they look is probably because they're trying to make it look like their logo. You see, the crown guards look like wings. And the crown looks like an hourglass. If you look at that, let me just get a closer image here. Oh, this is a perfect angle. You see, if you look at it here, you can kind of see their logo in the crown guards. I think it's kind of cheesy, personally.
Yeah, let me tell you. Okay, so now let me tell you why these crown guards and this crown is absolute ass.
Please talk some sense into me. No,
because so crown guards are used to guard the crown, yeah?
Yes.
So imagine now that you are bonking your crown against something.
Yes.
So because of this tiny notch that they added, now imagine it's a metal fence. It's gonna bonk really hard on this little notch.
Yes.
It's gonna completely destroy your crown. And when I say the crown, it's the long, thin stick that goes all the way into the movement. This is gonna deform. It's not gonna work anymore. You will have to replace it.
I could actually imagine if there would be an impact.
Yeah, it slides on and
would
boom.
slides down and then bump it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is really bad. I think it looks hideous.
This is what I call
a
forced design.
It's basically this. They just
they're not really practical. They're for design purposes only. Just like we're not really financial advisors. This is just entertainment.
I think the entire case is really boring. If you look at it from multiple angles.
Yes.
I don't really like the lugs. They are really fat. The case by itself, it's 41.1. So for me personally, it's way too big. But I mean, that's only my opinion.
Yes.
One thing I really like is the bezel. I think the bezel is really nicely made.
Sure.
The dial. I think the dial is really good. There is only one thing I would change is put a 3 instead of this fucking date.
Ooh.
And then that would be a pretty good watch.
You know what I don't get? Why did they keep the dot at the 9? There's no dot at 12. There's no dot at the 6. Why put the dot at the 9?
Why keep the date? I fucking hate the date.
This is a watch for non-enthusiasts. This is like a watch for everyday people.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
Perth Luxury, $2 super chat. Mr. Greenwich Ming Time. Mr. GMT is in the house. Hello, Mr. GMT. I just had a personal live with Mr. GMT. And Dr. Flickflack says Jesus is right. But it is at a it's quite, look, you get quite a lot for your money. However,
movement is all right, yeah? So as it was said before, it's a modified ETA movement specially made for Longines. So that is quite quite nice.
Wristwatch Jesus has spoken. Praise be to watch God.
That's right.
Yeah. So what's the price on that watch?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering
Let's
too.
check it out. Let's check it. It
Is
shouldn't be
it
too
like
expensive.
1,500, something like this?
1,700 euros.
Oh,
But it's gold. It's gold.
Euros.
It's
Holy
gold. No,
shit.
it's
hold on.
two-tone, but it's got gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gold plated. Plated.
No.
Is
It's
it
not
solid gold?
I let's see. I
It
think it's
cannot be
solid.
solid gold.
No. There's not that much solid gold. Yes, it's solid. Look, Longines has secured a solid. Wait, hold on. They're talking
Buddy.
about
Okay, hold
reputation.
on.
Hold on, reputation. Wait,
100% this is plated.
there's
There's
no
no
way.
way.
No.
Hold on.
I don't think so. I think
Search is if it says PVD or
we'll be able
yeah.
to see it here. Look, case, stainless steel, brushed and polished.
PVD rose gold.
Ooh,
Gold
no,
plating costs
Jesus.
nothing.
It's nasty and vicious.
That's almost a $3,400 watch if I were to consider getting it right now. After taxes
Screw
and
down.
shipping.
No.
For what?
But you
That's
know
the
what?
price of the Tudor.
Hey,
the fucking Tudor.
CB says solid gold plated. It's
Solid gold.
it's plated with solid
There you
gold.
go. There's your HydroConquest. Get this instead.
Yeah.
Please focus.
Damn.
I mean, look, if you can get it, if you can get the watch cheaper,
Yes.
in your respected country, then if you really like it, sure.
Yes.
But there are better options out there. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I have to be
Yeah.
honest.
Hey.
I have to be honest.
Hey, we're just looking. I'm just, I didn't read this article properly. You know how, me, I'm not into details.
No, because
but
it's all right. I
we're
mean,
learning on the fly. Can you imagine? I didn't even think it twice about this. I thought it was like, how Tudor, the Tudors, they got the solid, like their two tones. It's not solid gold. It's kind of folded over with a thin sheet of gold. But the bezel, there's actually, if they made this out of gold, it's actually not that much gold because under the bezel, it's hollow. Like a lot of people don't know this, but the bezel,
yeah, it's only the very rim of the.
yeah, it's just the rim. So I thought, look, I mean, if they're charging so much money, imagine if they did it out of solid rose gold. That would have been very impressive. But damn, I missed 2 super chats. Perth Luxury, $2. Should the crown guards be Jonathan on this? Actually, I think he means should they be excess, because Jonathan shaved off the crown guards on the
Oh
side. Yeah, so I think
yeah, get rid of those.
get rid of
Yeah.
them and get rid of the little, actually move. I like the little cap, but move it to here, right? I think that would be perfect. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah. Damn. DC in LV upvoted. Guys, make sure if you're watching, please upvote, hit the like button, like, comment, subscribe. Also, hit the bell icon. The bell icon really helps out with the live streams. Okay.
Someone says check out the green on rubber. Can you find this one?
Oh, yeah. I'm
oh,
gonna bring it up.
look at that. The Planet Ocean. Yeah, it does kind of look like the Planet Ocean bezel. Perth is right.
Yes, of course. Of course. I mean, this is so inspired. I mean, if even think about the 6-9, right? That's Explorer 1 kind of thing.
Air King.
And the hands, I would say that's kind of an iteration of a snowflake.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
It's that angular snowflake situation. Yeah, there's a lot of inspiration here, but it is kind of original in its way. The Perth Luxury 2000, the bezel is trying to fake an Omega ceramic bezel. Yeah, man, it is pretty. Okay. Let's get the green one. Oh, actually, I think the rubber, that's where, because the gold one, or just wait.
Do you know how to do a poll in the chat?
Yes.
Okay, so let chat vote.
Okay.
Is it a hit or a miss?
Oh, is this Longines a hit or a miss? Okay, here we go. I do like the coloration. It looks a lot like the 57 code 50. Wait, sorry.
1159.
Yeah, code. I'm
Code
like code 11,
5711.
1157. I'm like, what the hell? I'm saying something doesn't sound right. There's. Hold on a second. Yeah, code 1159. The
Yeah.
color scheme, right? It looks exactly like that code something
Mm,
something.
It doesn't though, because
I'm gonna bring it
the
up right
the
now.
one that we saw on Humble Pie's collection.
Yes.
No.
No, it doesn't. No, I mean, like, no, it doesn't. I'm
No,
sorry. Bro.
you cannot compare.
Really?
No, because the code 1159, it had a brushed steel finish on it with the gold hour markers and numbers, and along the side of the case as well was gold.
I'm gonna bring it up right now to
Yeah.
prove you wrong. Ooh, man, people say it's a miss. That's a quick response, guys. Make sure everybody votes. Let's just go through some chatter. The shape and the size of the crown. That is automatic. Is the I'm not sure. Jimmy, this misses more than the stormtroopers in Star Trek. Damn. Green one looks better, but it's still turd. Man, this is ooh. Oh, I like the matte. The matte dial kind of looks like the grenade, and the rubber is pretty impressive. Unfortunately, again, I think this is gold plated. Yeah. It's a watch that exists.
Look, no, go back to the other photo. The crown looks like a piece of plastic.
Yeah, because it's coated. Yeah, it's the
It's
coating,
like-
man.
You know, it makes me remember when I was little, I played with the Kinects.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, it looks like a piece of Kinects. Come on.
Look, I'll tell you this. I feel like, look, obviously this is not a Rolex. Obviously this is not like it's not.
No, but it is a
same length.
$3,000 watch.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Oh,
Well, euro
2000.
plus
2000.
shipping plus import fees. Yeah, it's a big penny.
Okay. All right. So
Then,
I would say
if
it's
you
a 2000.
can find it at maybe $1,300,
But
Then sure.
like
Might be
if
a
you
good
look
buy.
at the old version, if you just look at this one, I feel like they're on the right track. Maybe in
Yes.
10 years,
Yes.
I
they'll do
agree,
something better.
Yeah.
especially for the bezel.
Oh yeah, like look for example, look
yeah.
at that second hand with the red tip, right?
Well, that
It's
is
like-
nice. I like that.
Oh yeah, I actually like that second
Ah,
hand.
you guys, how
That
could
I
you-
like. No, listen. Just like
Look at
for
the bezel.
price
Look
point.
at these markers. They're awful.
Yeah,
Well,
but the
The
second
red
hand is nice.
helps you kind of keep track, though. That's I think one of the main focus points, right?
Ah, who really goes that deep into this stuff?
Well, I mean, if it's going to be a watch for true pilots, I'm not saying that I'm a true pilot and by any stretch of the means, but people that do use it for a tool purpose,
Yeah.
that could be something that can make their life a lot easier.
Actually,
if
you
it
can
was
get
chronometer
very deep
rated, this, that, and
discounts
the
on
other.
these. You can get very deep discounts on these. So at 2,000 pounds, I would say it's less. It's less because
Yeah.
they'll discount as much as you want. They'll bring it down to your level. A very private gem said Longines great watch. Too obsessed with brands you keep revving on about all the time. Longines has been around a lot longer than you know who. Well, Longines is the longest trademarked logo.
Well, it doesn't matter if they are
Yeah.
an old brand.
They operate in a different price point though.
I'm just judging the watch by itself. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's from Longines or anyone else. I'm just judging
Within the
the
price
watch.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, the only problem, the biggest problem.
If that was a Rolex watch, I would say it's a bad Rolex watch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not just dumping on the brand. Like, look, I
actually like Longines. They make very good watches.
Yeah, I still have my very, very first Seiko watch.
Yes.
Okay,
Wow.
so it's not, I'm not dumping on Longines or any other watch brand. I'm just trying to see value for your money, right? And
Mm.
if it's the difference between perhaps saving a little bit longer and getting a watch that you truly like, rather than satisfying an itch in the meantime and later regretting it, right?
You know,
That's where I like to look at things too.
I'll tell you this. I'm not a I was not a huge fan. In fact, the old HydroConquest, I hated them. I outright hated them because of how busy the dials were, and I thought, oh, this is really kind of nasty and vicious. So I was really opposing because they have the heritage diver.
You know who did the exact same thing? Who used to have very busy dials and right now are making everything look cleaner?
Tag Heuer.
Breitling.
Breitling. Oh,
Breitling.
Yes,
Breitling as well.
Breitling.
Okay.
And Breitling right now, I would say, is becoming very interesting.
Yes.
If you look
know,
at the Breitling B01, I really like that watch. It's
yes,
beautiful. And they make
having
it, yeah.
having it on your wrist with the steel band
Yes.
is incredible, especially with now, not the Bentley edition, because Tim, you're right. That Bentley, it's too much. It's way too Bentley branded. Now, if you see the regular
Yes.
B01 with the steel band in green, it's a deeper green, and when the
Mm.
sun hits it or the light hits it, it's just incredible. It's a exhibition case back as well, very well made.
Yeah.
It surprised me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll take a
Me
look at it in
too.
a second. Actually, the what's it called? JJ, he almost pulled the trigger on one of those. So yeah, I actually like out of I think this is a better diver from Longines because it's more original. The Hydro Conquest takes a
I
lot.
quite like that one.
Right, yeah.
What's the size? What's the size of that one?
Well, this one is 42, but
What? That's too
yeah, I
big.
mean, it looks
Oh
really
no,
small.
that's too big.
But it looks really small. Like how, like right? It looks really. How is it? Wait,
Yeah, I
let me
don't
see.
know.
It wait, let's see because maybe
42 is too big.
yeah. I just
Were it like 38, it would be a perfect watch.
See that does look nice with the
Yeah,
subtle
that looks
grain.
really nice.
Yeah.
I really like the inner bezel on that one.
See that looks
Yes.
that's a very
Oh,
a
look,
very
there's a
nice
blue
looking watch.
one. Look at this. It's freaking beautiful.
Yeah, well, this one has a date, but yeah, if you
Yeah,
like the
there's one
date,
with the
that's
date,
that's a far more interesting watch.
You know,
That's a very unique
It is their
dial.
DNA. It's got
Yeah,
their DNA.
that is very interesting. I would much rather get this one.
if you go back to the one with the green dial, that reminds me of somebody that would wear it to go diving for shipwrecks. Just the motif of it,
Yes.
right? It's so nice. That I enjoy that watch. That would be very nice to have. Yeah.
It is so Longines. I mean, it's
Dude,
completely
that
original.
watch
Completely
right there,
original.
that looks so good.
It's their diver. Whereas the Hydro Conquest,
Right.
it's them making a Submariner, their own iteration of Submariner. It's also like that. That reminds me so much of the what's it called, Lange making Odysseus, because you can see all that Gerald Genta. It's just like, oh, they're catering to the market. Market demands a version of the Submariner because Submariner is such an icon. They have to have one. They have their own. Like, I would recommend this one to the purist and the other one for just like for someone who's not interested in watches.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you like the Hydro Conquest, go get it.
It's still, I mean, I think
I'm
for the
just
money,
giving my
get
opinion.
this deep discount or get it used. You can get it massive.
Yeah,
massive
I'm
discounts.
pretty sure if you look good enough, you could get it for like 1,005. That would be an
Yeah.
okay buy.
Yeah. Kurt A, Instagram superlative 80x, $5. Watch Jesus suffered, died, and was buried, but his watch stopped while he was dead. So he rose 4 days late. No, that wristwatch Jesus wears a 72-hour power reserved Rolexes with a new movement. That way, he has enough time to raise back. 3 days. 3 days he was. Wait, how long? How long was Jesus dead? How long you were dead, Jesus?
I don't know. I was never dead.
Well, you know when the
I was
Rolex.
just trolling.
Oh, you were just trolling. Okay. You played that. Rez, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Gentlemen, hate is a heavy word. Keep up the
Yeah.
great work. Thank you.
You're right.
Yeah, I
Yes,
think we
you're
do
right.
get very emotional. We're so crazy. I mean, we're
Well, I think that's
passionate.
what's
Mm,
interesting about watches, right? Everybody
yeah.
has different reasons why they pick a particular piece, right? And
Yeah.
emotion is part of it, but I agree. Hate's a strong.
Yeah,
I
it's really
don't
bad.
think there exists a watch that I hate unless it's like an absolute scam.
I mean, it's like in the world of the internet, everything is supersized.
Yes.
You have to be everything has to be hyped, hyped, hyped to keep people interested. It's a kind of thing. CB, I quite like that tile. J Wright, £2 super chat. Longines Conquest has loom on 39 millimeters only. What? No.
That's interesting.
No, no,
No,
no, no, no, no, no, no.
that's
No,
not
no, no, no,
possible.
no, 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 no. No, this is not a 39. It's loomed.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, they use good loom. They use good loom. I think I let's see. What? Let's see here. Dial, bezel, availability, sunray, blah 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 blah. Arabic numerals, indices, enhanced with super luminova. See that? Is what
Mhm.
size is this? 41 and 12 in height. That's quite slim. We got Perf Luxury, $2 super chat. The new Brightech dress pieces look very nice, but money. We'll take a look at these Brightech. What is Brightech? Have you ever heard of this?
Bright tech.
what?
Yeah, Brightech. I have no idea. John Conrad. John Conrad, $5. HydroQuest or Zodiac Super Seawolf 53.
Let's pull it up.
Can you pull it up?
Yeah.
I actually know nothing about that Zodiac.
Now the Zodiac.
Is
We
it
should
that the
look.
Nico watch?
I think so. Super. Wait. See.
If it's the watch that Nico got, I mean, I like that watch. The
Uh,
purple on it is really nice.
53. Okay, this is gonna be it. Okay, I think he went with the watermelon coloration, but all of these are Seawolves 53. You just go for which color you like. I think let's compare the blue one, I guess. Ooh, let's look at this here. 40 millimeters. Look at that. What do you think?
I don't like it personally.
Really?
Yes,
How come?
because it's ugly. What's the movement? Is it an ETA movement?
Let's check it out. I think it should be ATA. Yeah. Movement, it just says automatic.
If it's Celita, then it's definitely a no.
Yeah, it's one of those shitty movements. It's nothing impressive, but I'll tell you this: Seawolf, that name, the diver, and the this kind of design of a diver watch, it actually predates Submariner.
Hmm.
If that matters in any way, but the brand kind of phoenixed out. So
Yeah,
this watch actually existed before, and
but
because of the Zodiac,
I still don't like it. If you want a watch
yeah,
that is very important historically, you can look
yeah,
at glycine.
yeah, I
Glycine
glycine, glycine. See here.
with a
I
Y.
look. I don't even think this is important historically, and people bring this up because that's just one of those kind of facts about the Zodiac watch that they created this diver kind of design, the design language. I think Rolex created it independently, but they were the ones who, kind of pushed it through and made a Submariner it is today. And Zodiac is trying to ride on those coattails, which is very convenient. I think you know what? If I go back actually and you look at this color, I kind of like that. They went with really interesting colorations. Whereas the long jeans, they're more conservative colors. If you're looking for something fun and funky to match your attire or something, I don't know, right?
Yeah, I mean, at that price, you could get whatever you
Yeah,
want,
they're
right?
both kind of same price.
Yes. Just if you listen to me or anyone else, it's. I mean, it's good, right? But
Yeah.
always forge yourself your own opinion, and
Mm. We
if
can
you
only
like
give
the
our own.
watch,
If we're
then
wrong, you
you
tell us
like the
why.
watch.
Tell me
Yeah.
why you think so. Let me know in the comments. Yellow Raincoat, the no date version traded for larger premium. Oh, interesting. Yeah, no, people love the no date, especially the purists. ID Addictive Guide, the different prices. You can pick a Conquest up about 700 cheaper than the Legend Diver. If you go to the Legend Diver money, I will go get the Black Bay. That's the interesting thing. I kind of agree that is a great point. It is a great point because, and it's because Legend Diver is their unique take. It's their unique brand identity. And I think actually, like, if you like one over the other, then you should just, if you don't want Black Bay, that's a great alternative. If you don't want that, if you know, you can go for Seamaster. I don't think, I don't think Legend Diver is nothing to sneeze at. This is a quite an original and different design. That inner bezel, obviously it's a bitch to set, but it's interesting. Perth Luxury, $2 was a joke. The Breitling ones that look like Paddock. Oh yeah. See, let's bring up those Breitlings. Oh, what is this?
Yeah.
Is this new? What's happening?
Yep. Yeah. These are
Super
their
Ocean.
professional line ones.
Oh, this is they just
Oh,
dropped this? What is happening?
Yeah, I
Breitling's
think
doing a lot of amazing things. If you go to not only this one but all the other ones, it'll blow your mind.
you know what? It looks
Oh.
like an offshore version of the Super Ocean. I
But
actually like
what
it.
is the I can see there's some kind of button here on the side.
It's for grip.
Does
Mhm.
that do anything? Is that like secures the bezel?
Maybe, I don't know.
Let's see a different angle. I love Breitling straps and it kind of looks like Burberry. Breitling, Burberry. That dial is really F off dial. Oh, and they got the rubber all around the.
It has the
Oh,
old
that's kind of
style.
Richard Mille. They're going after Richard Mille. I feel like this is a Richard Mille on the cheap, right? Because Richard Mille, they're known for having that rubber around the crown and that rubber bracelets, and it's just it's a poor man's Richard Mille. Look at this. Wow. But these are so chunky.
46. Yeah, that's crazy.
46. It's a
That's
dish plate.
fucking crazy.
You can probably eat off of it. Damn,
I
that's
mean,
chunky.
the guy on the photo, it looks quite nice on
But
his
he's a
wrist.
freaking monster. I mean, that guy, he's not like us, like me and Fuji's. He's not scrawny. That's a real men's man. This is a man.
They made a
formed just like a
tiny
boy.
version just for him.
Yeah,
Just for
dude, like
I like the yellow dial too. It looks good. That
it's
looks
really
good.
cool.
That's fun.
Yeah. Let's see what do we got here. Bright Tech is Breitling's premium that resembles some Paddocks. Oh yeah, we'll take a look at those. And Sith
Oh, like the new
enthusiast.
chronograph?
Why is Tudor so loved? It's really a Rolex sub, just replaced with name Tudor. No. It's there's few downgrades. It's a budget version. So it doesn't have all the testing, chronometer certificate. Now it does. But it not used to. It had cheaper movements. It's basically the Oyster case. You get all the waterproofness technology of Rolex without necessarily the same like the same movement, the really expensive movement. Yeah. But everything
But
else,
it's still a very good movement, and yeah, you could get a sub, but let me remind you that a sub today, even vintage old one, completely bitten up, will cost you about $10,000.
Yes.
Then where the Tudor cost 3,000.
yeah. And actually, right now, the only difference is that there's no ceramic bezel, right? And
Yeah,
no
it's
micro
aluminum.
extension. Actually, some people
Aluminium.
prefer aluminium. Aluminium. I like that aluminum. It gives it a little bit more life.
Technically, you have to say aluminium.
Aluminium? You really?
Yes.
How come?
Scientifically, you have to say aluminium.
I used to say aluminium in Ukraine, but now I just say
Yes.
aluminum.
Do you know why? Because
Why?
there was a trade-off, and before, you know, tungsten.
Mhm.
So before tungsten used to be the German word Wolfram. This is why the scientific letter for tungsten is W. And then they made a trade.
Uh-huh.
They keep the W for Wolfram,
Yes.
but in exchange,
Mhm.
the English people have to pronounce the I in aluminium. And this is why you say platinum and you don't have to say platinium like we would say.
I want to smoke
Anyway,
what you're
it's
smoking. I
a
thought I was high.
stupid science lore. Who cares? Let's go back to the watches.
Love the Breitling. Oh, and quick draw. These guys are too kind to tell what. It's not like the RM. Look,
Did you know that the very first RM used ETA movements?
really,
Yes.
I wouldn't be surprised because RM, it's all about the branding, Yes, they have good.
Well, right now they have. Then they got bought partly by I don't know who, and now they get their movements done by Renault et Papy,
Yes,
which is
Renault
the
and Pop.
AP ultra high grade movement manufacturer. So right now it's very good, but at the very start it was modified ETA.
Hello, Kurt.
Hey, so I'm a chemical engineer, and I got an axe to grind with Watch
Beef
Jesus.
grind. Yes.
No, I actually I'm just kidding. I just
Is
wanted
that
to
true
jump
about the aluminum trade-off?
That's what I was told.
I mean, I know the Wolfram tungsten thing is kind of. I mean, everyone calls it tungsten now, but and then like tin is Stannis, right? Like ST, so or SN. God, I don't know. It's been 10 years. I did want to say someone in the chat mentioned 904L stainless.
Yes.
Basically, everything good about 904L stainless is how it feels on your hand and how it looks.
Yes.
When you have like caustic stuff in chemical engineering, you use 316. It would only be 904 if it's like a vat where there's like a chance that it could like create pockets, because like corrosive pockets are better. 904L can handle that better. But anyway, there's your metallurgy for the day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Rolex claims that it's better for salt corrosion.
So what they
Right.
actually, their justification's kind of silly, but they're right, I think. So if you look at the back of a Rolex, there's these little ridges, these really tiny little ridges.
Yeah.
Now, the argument is that should be 904L because that's where you could build up deposits of chemicals, right? So like a flat surface isn't going to need 904L because the caustic is just going to distribute evenly, and 316 can handle that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But if something gets trapped in those little crevices, it can like eat out.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yep. I read that the other day, and that's definitely true. So
did they use same steel in the older Submariners?
Yeah. They started using 904L in the deep sea, I think. It's been a while. I think it's the deep sea, but they used 316 before that. 316 is standard grade.
Because sometimes they would open like a vintage Rolex, and you see like the steel is like rotten. You can see like
Mm,
holes, air, like almost air bubbles,
that
pokes,
almost makes
like,
sense.
yeah. So I would believe like some, even a drop of water, if it gets
Hmm.
under the lid where a
Yeah.
gasket
Hmm.
has cracked, it can
Sure.
get in there, and
Yeah.
it can start eating out into the metal.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
true.
not
Yeah, I
surprising.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it does not exist metal that is uber resistant to everything and will be
Hmm.
in perfect condition forever, right?
Right. Yeah, the 316 is pretty widely used. I mean, like, remember they had those cars that would take ethanol? All the internals of those are 316 stainless.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
What is
chemical
that?
stuff. So if they don't use just,
Yeah,
you know,
316 is high grade uh,
hmm
steel, right?
yeah,
Because you always
904.
you always see in the videos. That's a hot take. You always see in the the watch reviews videos, and they're like, "Oh, it's like crappy 316L steel," but actually, it's pretty good.
No,
Mm.
it's great. No, 904 though, you're gonna. I mean, it's super. It feels amazing. Like you have to wear it, and it feels great. And it's also about 3 or 4 times as expensive as 316. So if you were to like
Shit,
go buy a roll of it, yeah, it's more expensive.
that's crazy. That's freaking, yeah. There's something about, I was working with this. He's a musician, and I that's the guy who really screwed me over on the Cartier. Man, that guy. But he's the guy who asked me to buy the Cartier Pasha for him, and then he screwed me over. Never buying a watch for another guy again. That's kind of done with that. And but he whenever he looked at my Submariner, he said there's something about that steel. It looks better than gold. Like the luster, there's something you could tell that it's different.
So I know when Rolex started doing 904L, they marketed it as
Mm.
though it was a precious metal, right?
Yeah.
It obviously is not,
Yeah.
but like you can see why, right? Because
Yeah.
it's shinier than 316, and
Yeah.
it's definitely harder than 316. Or it's shinier than 316, and it's harder than gold.
Is the new Speedy the 3861? Is that the 316 steel?
not sure. I will double check.
Probably. Probably. I know the ProPlof was one of the first watches to use 904. So the ProPlof used 904.
I mean, you could tell like that the way it catches and reflects light, even though it's a polished piece. I mean, there's
Hmm.
something is happening. This is not an unusual metal.
Yeah, I
Even
think
though
the
it's
first time,
steel.
yeah, the first time I put on a Rolex, I was like, oh my God, this is like way, way softer than or like this is way different than I thought it would feel.
Yeah,
It's
there's
amazing.
something when you touch it. There's something. For example, like when I met up with a fan in the city, and he had the 3861, Mossy, if he's there. So to the touch, they feel different, very different. I thought maybe it had to do with like the polishing, but I think actually like you can't treat the same material. You can treat you can have the same treatment for two different metals, and but they will feel different. Let's get to some chats here. We got Perth Luxury. Platin is correct spelling, aka German Lange. Platin. It's not platinum. It's platin. Thank you, Perth. And we got NI Addictive Guy. Rolex subs are not finished by hand of naked virgins. They're machine made watch that at retail uh, are at a stretch maybe worth the money, but not the gray market price or pre-owned. So we did watch that video where a machine was kind of stamping out, and that was from 2001, and the machine was making a Jubilee bracelet, and I got dinged for that. It dinged me. Whoever, man, I don't wanna remember that. But you look, it was, you can see it. So that machine was putting one link at it wasn't even like printing them. It was putting one piece at the time, and it was a supercomputer. It's like, man, the thing that was putting a link in was bigger than my body. So it's like, yes, it is machine made, but it's not made as like it's not like Coca-Cola bottles. You know, they're not making it at the speed of like they're filling up Coca-Cola bottles. So it's a little different, but also I think it's at the end of the day it's the marketing and the heritage that the stories. It's the stories that we tell about these watches that really matter, not so much the watch itself. And because Rolex was so strategic and planned so far ahead, that they're able to develop these legends around their watches, and not just like, well, this is handmade. If you want handmade, Lange is the perfect brand to go for.
I got to drop off, fellas, but I was good chatting with you.
Hey man, thank
Nice
you
to
for
see you,
dropping
man.
by. It's cool. I like your hats. I like your hats in the background. It looks
Thank
great.
you. Thank you. I've got lots. I've got too many. Talk to you guys later.
All right, take care.
Yeah, Tim, I was trying to just find details on the new Speedy and what it was made of, like the type of steel, and I couldn't really find anything. It just says steel.
Mm. Oh, we got Alexandros. Hello.
Hey, how are
Who are
you?
you?
How are you
Buddy.
doing?
Hey, man.
Hey, I've just ran to my workshop now from my house. I think I've lost about 300 calories.
Hey,
It's
you
so
made it
hard.
just in time. You made it in time. We're still gonna be here for another hour, so it's all
Um,
good.
can we just rewind? Because I saw you looking at Breitlings.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
What were you saying, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, we were just about to.
I like it.
I love Breitling. Yeah.
We were just gonna take a look at their new dress line, and the pistachio, right? The pistachio. That's what everybody raves about, right?
I like Breitlings. My only concern is
Uh-huh.
when they come in for service, a lot of people don't know, but there's always an issue with the crown and tube on the case.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, and what happens is the tube on the case cannot be extracted. So the whole middle case has to be replaced, whether it's steel or whether it's 18 karat gold.
Ooh.
And that's not a
Oh.
good thing.
Oh, hey, Alex, I have a
Interesting.
question. I am looking to get a 15450, and I was told that the movements inside had a lot of problems. Is it true?
Which year?
New one,
1550.
AP'd.
I'll be honest with you.
AP.
APs, I tend to not really work on APs because of the restrictions of parts.
Yes.
So which movement is that exactly? Is it the Royal Oak?
Yeah, that's gonna be.
Yeah,
50.
So Royal Oak automatic only.
Yeah.
automatic.
Yep.
This one.
May I ask who told you that? Is it a watchmaker or?
Yeah, I was talking with my salesperson in my AD.
Okay.
And he was telling me that apparently many returns because of
Wow.
faulty movements after only maybe a year, 2 years.
Okay.
I don't know.
So let me get this right. The salesperson at the authorized dealership of Audemars Piguet told you that there's issues.
No, not of Audemars Piguet. No.
Sorry. I mean, he'd sunk it if that was the case.
But yeah, basically a good friend of mine who is very knowledgeable in watches. He used to work at Antiquorum. You know Antiquorum? It's a very famous watch auction.
Oh, Antiquarians.
Yeah, Antiquorum.
Yeah, Antiquarian. Antiquarian. You pronounced it better than me. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
However, my opinion on AP movements is probably, I can only tell you my opinion from the experience I've had, but in my opinion, the automatic only is a good movement for what they've designed. The chronograph version, I don't rate it at all, especially for its timekeeping. It's not a movement that I think much of. Maybe because it's quite, in my opinion, considering from other chronographs, it's quite small.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a great movement for timekeeping. I don't think it's really that nice to work on either.
Oh, okay, interesting.
But I don't necessarily agree with your friend. However, that's just an opinion. I like that watch. I actually like the bigger version, where it's got the different movement. It's a much larger case. Have you ever seen that? The larger AP automatic only.
39 or 41?
41.
The 450 is 30.
Yeah, it's
this is
15,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a different movement, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Can you
In
look
the
at
new
it?
one, yes, it is because
It is?
Yes.
No, I've seen one in the flesh, and they're beautiful to look at. The bracelet on them is fantastic. Maybe I'm just being a bit kind of biased because it fits on my wrist better. That's the one.
Like
One of my business partners actually bought one, the black dial one, and he bought it for RRP. And it's a beautiful watch. You have to really wear it to appreciate it. Some watches you have to wear. This is
go on the website.
I'll just go on their website. Yeah. Because you can kind of.
I didn't know it was a different movement.
It is.
It's a different movement. It's a bigger
movement.
Bigger movement. There you go.
Oh yeah. Obviously now.
You can tell by
the
that's
gears,
obvious. I mean,
Are you thinking of buying one?
Completely different. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of buying one, but because I have so small wrists, I have to get the 37mm one.
If you buy one, make sure that you do send it back to AP for a service.
Oh, I'd get it at retail. I won't buy it secondhand.
No, sorry, I mean when it needs servicing, make sure you.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Because in my honest opinion, AP is so restrictive of parts. I don't know anybody that. Well, I do and I don't. But if you're going to buy a watch like that, you should, give it its best. And I think AP Service Centers is best. But going back to Breitling, as long as Breitling sorted out that issue with the tubes, which is so frustrating, then they're great watches. But if they still have to change the complete middle case, I wouldn't buy one.
Wow.
Alexandros, what do you think of the ceramic versions of the APs? The rigidity of the case. Do you find them that they're holding up over time, or are they becoming problematic?
The ceramics.
Yes.
You see, I don't get any ceramics in my workshop. Can we see pictures of them, if possible?
Sure.
See, ceramic is a bit of a funny material because if you drop it, you're kind of screwed, aren't you? But if you look after it, then it always looks great. Because I had a Chanel J12 that's ceramic, and unfortunately it snapped off my wrist because I was in a bit of a situation. Okay. This one? Is this ceramic?
No. There's one that's actually, if you can go back.
Like PVD or DLC? By the way, have you guys ever owned a DLC or PVD watch?
It's over more. Nope.
No. No.
No. There you go. That's it.
That's beautiful, yeah.
There's also a white version of this one in ceramic.
Yes.
That's nice. Yeah. I mean, I must admit, I've never had
Quite
one.
insane, yeah.
Never tried one on.
Yeah, I've always wondered that if it would be wise for myself to one day invest in a piece that was made of ceramic. But it's just one of those things that I wasn't very familiar with. So.
Yeah, I wish I could give you good information on that, but I genuinely never had one in and never tried one on. Never anything. It's my only thing.
They are very rare and very expensive, though.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about the other thing I don't like about APs is that crown. Every time you unscrew it, it just wobbles everywhere. It looks so cheap.
Oh, really?
Oh, that's right. I think Wristwatch Jesus mentioned that a couple streams back as well.
Yeah, and going back to DLC PVD watches, I wouldn't. I would stay I would stay well away because when you scratch the thing, I don't know which one it is. It's either PVD or DLC. One of them you scratch, it shows the underneath. The other one you scratch, it's just a black line. But it's frustrating, though.
Have you ever tried the Zinn's tegumented steel?
No, I'd love to see it, bro.
Okay.
Dr. Flip Flap, that's nice to say. Adding great fun, thank you.
Dr. Flick Flag. Great to see Alexander's on again, adding great value to the stream. Oh yeah, and we have a little. CB says not a fan of Royal Oaks, but I'm a fan of the code something something.
There you go.
as
See,
Tim
everybody's
calls it.
coming around. Everybody's coming around.
Yeah, that's.
I've
I
been
like,
saying it for a while.
That's gonna be my new thing. It's code something something. But we have other CB saying, "Hey CB, don't you think it creates confusion using my name?" Yes, it does. It does. It's so funny. It's so funny because everybody thinks it's the other CBs. Luca, €2. Your guys' opinion on Omega Speedy Day Date Blue?
Can I see a picture of that?
Let's bring it up.
Is it the regular? I don't think this one's the professional. I think this is the one. It's the blue variation of the 9300, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, we would have to.
Oh, yes.
No, I was wrong.
This is a good watch.
This is beautiful.
I'm interrupting you. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
No,
This is a good watch. This is a fantastic watch. Actually, this is a watch that is amazing for its price. It has so many complications on it, and it's a 77550 modification. You haven't got any problems by having it serviced by someone who at least has experience in watches. It is a fantastic value for money. I would actually say that anyone that has a collection of watches should have one of these.
Interesting.
these are really nice.
Personally, I'm not a huge fan of like mega complicated watches, but look, if you're is it very complicated to service something like this?
No, it's not mega complicated because you basically the caliber is the 7750, and then on top of that you have the complications. So it's not mega complicated. No, I guarantee that anybody that serves a 7750 has most probably either experienced this watch or actually serviced it. And like I say, parts are available, but it is a fantastic watch, and for how much they are, it's great. It really
I actually own the Planet Ocean with the Frédéric Piguet chronograph. I got this for super cheap too.
Okay, that for me, my opinion on that is a no. The Frédéric Piguet movements are awful.
Okay.
The reason why is because, first of all, parts are not the best. Plus, the rotor on them spins like crazy. It's got a
that's true.
a really countersunk screw on it that it just has no thread on it, and as you find a lot where the screws come out. Also, the chronograph function start, stop, and flyback are not that strong as well, so there's issues there. And you also can't find many people that are willing to service it. Plus, it's a coaxial, so then you have to have somebody that's willing to service it and know how to service a coaxial as well.
True. Yeah.
Can you can you tell us a little bit about the 7750? Just some basics for people in the audience who might have heard about the 7750, but
I believe that you didn't know.
maybe there's some. Yeah. Look, I was on the recent stream. I was caught off guard. I was asked what the 77. Yeah. It's with the cherry on top. It was beautiful. But hey, look, I gotta be honest. The language of it kind of caught me off guard a little bit. But maybe you can tell us. I mean, look, besides like the obvious stuff, right? Like the CAMS chronograph, date complication, that it's got hacking seconds. But like, what will be something interesting that people might not know from a watchmaker's perspective? Why is it so easy to service it? Is it because it's so available or readily? There's so many of them that people just have experience. with them, or what do you think?
Well, I would say it saved the 7750 saved watchmaking in respects for the ETA because it's just a fantastic movement to work on. I'd say it's pretty basic for a chronograph. It's in so many brands. I mean, IWC engineer, one of their members, they use the IWC and modified the hell out of it. And I think they named it after Mercedes. There's something to do with Mercedes and IWC.
The MG one, yeah.
That's it, yeah. And at the end of the day, it's still a 7750, but they polish like pivots and skate wheel and pallets and basically redid the plates. It is a fantastic movement to own. It's a great. Okay, the rotor does spin like crazy because I believe it only winds one way.
Okay.
So sometimes if you're sleeping at night, you just hear this.
It's gonna take off like a helicopter.
So you're thinking, oh, what's wrong with my watch? And then people think, oh, I never was doing that before, but it was. But it's just a heavy rotor. But in all, it is a fantastic movement. Obviously, you've got to find somebody that is competent to service it properly.
How many 7750s would you say you serviced in your lifetime?
Hundreds, maybe thousands. I don't know, but I've seen so many of the things. And it's very rarely that you come across a problem that you can't diagnose. I mean, you'll come across problems with larger complications, 100%, no doubt about it, or vintage. And that's you're working with a watch that's 50, 60 years old, you're going to come across with a problem. But with a 7750, no. I mean, it's pretty rare for you to come across a situation when you stripped it down, you don't know what it is.
Huh. Very cool. The timepiece fund, $2. I love that. Omega, check your email for wrist shot. I checked the email. I can't find it. Please double check that you sent it. It's hello@timwrite.com. Guys, if there's anything you want me to bring up for a live show discussion, please email it at hello@timwrite.com. Okay. Now, you said now, how do other brands? You mentioned in the beginning that Breitlings, the way they do their stem for the crown, when you screw it in, that it makes it very difficult to repair it. You mean like you have to like drill out the hole and then replace the hole? And how do other brands do it so this problem doesn't exist or it doesn't come up as often?
Okay, so majority of brands, the tube where the crown goes in, that looks a bit rude doing that, but that's how it is. Tube where the crown goes in,
yes.
Tube, it can be extracted from the case. So let's say like a Rolex Submariner, you've got a large tube. You just basically, you can heat the case up once it's stripped down and you can unscrew it out using a special tool. And also the same for a majority of brands, but also there's other brands that have a friction fit. So the tube friction fits into the case. Now, Breitling decided to have this fantastic idea. I'm probably going to get the Breitling police ringing me up, but have this fantastic idea, a laser in the tube to the case. So
it's like soldered in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, as you can see on the pictures that you're providing,
yes.
Those tubes can be extracted out because you can actually see the thread on them.
Yes. I never knew this. This is quite fascinating.
So,
very intricate, yeah.
So Breitling decided to so they'll have the tube friction fitted to the case and then they'll laser it using a machine. So that means that somebody comes into your workshop and you say, okay, sir, can I have a look at your watch? And the dreaded crown won't screw onto the tube. Now, the thing is, you can change the crown, but the tube, I guarantee, is going to be worn. So you're changing one part, but you're not changing the tube as well. So it may last for 6 months, 12 months. Well, that's not really fair. So then you have to explain, look, I can't do this watch.
Wow.
Because it has to go back to Breitling because they restricted their accounts.
Wow.
And you have to say to them, and then they're going to charge you at least 250 or 350 sterling, depending on what model, to change the complete middle case, whether it's steel or 18 karat.
Oh my God.
So you can imagine you're a customer that's gone and spent all that money for a watch, and then you're being told this, and then, rightly so, the customer's like, is this guy lying? Because they're going to, but then they go and find sure that ain't. So this is a problem that hopefully Breitling have changed.
Wow. On which pieces have you seen this on, this kind of situation?
On Breitling?
On all of them. This is like their standard way of doing things?
About 90%.
Jeez.
Oh,
Wow.
Perth Luxury, $5 super chat. Hey Tim, sorry I can't make it on. I'm out shopping for a plunger to flush my toilet break. It got stuck on repeat and the toilet needs flushing. Damn. Hey man, that's crazy. That's a problem I don't wish anyone to have. That is quite panicky. I wonder who could like, well I know some people who can. I know some people. Let's see here. Well, this is very interesting. This is the first time I actually took a closer look.
yeah, me
at,
too.
The way, right?
So can you see how it's star-shaped in the center of the tube?
Yes.
So you take the tubes out, so you take the gaskets out, the rubber gaskets,
Yes.
and then you put a tool in, and then you turn it, and it twists the tube out.
Oh, so it's like a special screw.
Yeah,
A star-shaped tool, yeah. Well, actually, star doesn't have that many angles, but it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be I mean, they probably could have made this into like an octagon, so that you could do it with like a regular. But that probably provides more grip. You have it with so many, and also makes it kind of a proprietary tool. But you can probably make one. It's not a big deal.
You might have issues with the crown being screwed in, so it's maybe you might need to speak to R&D at Rolex for that.
So you would take off the gaskets, then you would put the tool inside, and you would heat up the case so that everything kind of makes a little bit wider, and you just unscrew it out, and you can put the new one in, right?
Because the tubes are locked tight in, aren't they? So you need to heat up, because if you don't, you may snap your tool, or you might snap the tube. So it's best.
Yeah, and then you'll damage and then you'll need to replace the inner case.
No. You won't. You can, on that Rolex, you need to place the tube if it is warm. But you don't need to replace the inner case, the middle case, because it's not a Breitling, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you just take the inner tube, unscrew it, replace it with the new inner tube, and you're done.
So if I was to polish that watch, I would basically strip it completely down and take that tube out, because you can't leave that tube in while you're polishing the watch.
Yeah, these areas here.
Unless you may be somebody that wishes to leave it in and use an old crown because you don't want to take the tube out for any reason. Why do watchmaking? Yeah, so you would need to take that tube out if you want to do a good job on the case for polishing.
That's very cool. By the way, so this question, right? Why do watchmakers take 7750 as a base movement? Take off. So in Panerai, there's some submersibles, right? Now I have a theory. I don't know if you have a theory.
What's my theory?
Well, I don't know. Do you have a theory? Why do watchmakers take off the chronograph movement and just use the base to drive a three-hander? So Panerai, there's submersible Panerais, non-chronograph Panerais that have 7750s in them.
Yeah, well, there's actually, I think Panerai do it because of the size of the movement, but also there's another movement they make that looks like a 7750, but is automatic only. It has a very similar base plate. But I think Panerai do it because of the size of the movement, because it is a big watch, Panerai. If you notice in the Panerai, the movement is quite large, so it fits perfectly for a Panerai Panerai watch. The only thing with Panerai is that there's so many good fakes out there. It's very difficult to tell now, to the point where Panerai no longer even bother to really authenticate their watches.
Yeah. So this would be like, I guess this would be an
Well,
example. Is this
actually,
7750? Can you tell?
yeah, that steel movement holder is pretty big.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, so actually, what else could they have used? But there is another movement that ETA have made that is very similar, but I believe it's bigger. But it's becoming more and more difficult to tell if a Panerai is fake or not.
Yes.
It's becoming difficult.
You know,
It's the usual signs.
so there's one, as you can see, this is the chronograph with the chronograph, but
That's
there's
fake, right?
but there are ones that are non-chron. They still have that 7750, but they're not chronographs.
Yeah, so they basically they take off the chrono mechanism and just
Yeah.
use it for auto.
Yeah.
Which is a very, very reliable movement.
Now, my theory on that actually, so it's a pretty stupid idea, but I never said I'm too clever of a guy. But check this out. So now, it's a 7750. It can drive a day-date, right? So it's got a lot of power to do it. Now, Panerai are notorious for their chunky hands. So my theory was maybe when they put a different movement in here, maybe they lost too much kind of power reserve, and using 7750 with all that torque, they could actually power the hands in this movement for a longer period of time. This is just my theory.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, let's put it this way, all right?
Okay.
Let's put it this way. What
Yeah.
other movement is that large and that is affordable?
Mm.
You guys tell me. This is not a trick question. I'm just
None. You're right.
So
It's a quite chunky. Yeah, I mean the insert is. They have a massive insert, but they would need even a bigger.
Again, that's why I've always said it's like you can always tell a Panerai from afar because it's so distinctive, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and apparently there's two things in life that are for sure: that you're going to die, and Panerai going to make a special edition of it. That's a joke in the watchmaking world. They are good watches, but like I say, you just got to be careful when you buy them because they're so well faked.
Boom. Timepiece fun. There we go. That's it. You send it to the right one. Look at this. He actually has
He's done well there.
7750, and he's got it. What is this strap called?
It's a nice strap.
It's like a special strap. What are they called? I have no idea. These biker straps. It's very cool.
Why he's got the chrono running?
Ooh, I mean, maybe, I don't know.
The chronograph is running on that.
Maybe he's got a stake on the. Wait, at what? Where is the chronograph at right now? It's at 15 minutes. Right.
Well, that's the subsidiary second. Sorry, the chronograph seconds.
2 hours.
Yeah, he's got it running for. There's no point having your chronograph running if you don't need to. You're shortening the service period.
Let's see here. Now, where's the chronograph?
Yeah.
This is not a chronograph. This is a date. This is a second.
Yeah, that's 24 hour.
Yeah. So now we got. So this is. Oh, it's actually at 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours. And
15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And
20 seconds.
almost 20 seconds.
Yeah, almost.
There we go. We figured it out.
One burn.
What can you cook for that many hours? 2 hours. He was smoking ham or something. But by looking how far the chronograph is at, we can actually tell so much by the purse. It's gonna get deep. We're gonna get deep here. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Timepiece Fund. Let's see here. I missed so much stuff. Let's see here. Oh, the crown. Okay, so Eric Fleischhacker. Okay, the crown on my Seiko 613960 came apart from the crown stem, but the spring holding the crown in place did not shoot out and stayed intact. Can I reuse the old Seiko crown that fell off? I mean, like soldered the stick. You're talking about the That's
I would say get it replaced.
yeah.
You can't.
I mean, all those parts they're replaceable.
You can't replace. You can't fix the crown. There's a chance that it's lasered inside, holding the crown in place. Did not shoot out, stay intact. Yeah, no, you need to replace the crown. 100%. 100%. Don't be doing that. Yeah, replace it.
Bob 1, great to have Alex back on. A
Thank you,
class
Bob.
act.
He's always leaving me great reviews.
Tim Joseph D. Tim has quite an imagination. It's hey, I'm trying to keep it a little bit light. Okay. Let's see. Any more questions, guys? Any more questions? Guys, we're gonna go back to this thing here because this Breitling right here. I don't know. It's the pistachio. Now people are loving this thing. It's like McDonald's, Shamrock Shake. People saw this, and they want it. They must have it. Shamrock Shake is delicious, but you know, I look at the back and I don't know. I did say it looked like they took off the rotor, and turns out that's what they did.
Yes.
Turned an automatic into a manual wind. What do you think? Like, because to my understanding, you can't really just do that because there's something with the crown. It's not designed. It's not as thick as it would be if this was a true manual wind chronograph. What are your thoughts?
Is that true?
Say that again. Sorry. Repeat that. Sorry.
So my thinking is that like this is an they took automatic movement, right?
Yeah.
They took off the rotor, and they turned an automatic chronograph into a manual wind chronograph. Now, from my understanding, I mean, if you have automatic movements are not built to withstand a manual winding every day, because the stem and everything is not as thick, not as rugged as it should be to withstand like everyday winding and abuse, like a Rolex, like a Daytona. If you just wind your Daytona every day, I think it would put a little bit too much stress or something. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just questioning. Would this be a problem? Are you saying no? It's just crazy. There's no problem.
I was tired before, but I think I'm awake now.
Okay. This is the kind of questions I ask.
Oh, I love these comments, Tim. You're breaking my heart, but
Well, look. I mean, think about this. So I'm thinking about this, right? And I'm thinking, if I was a designer of a movement, right? If I'm designing a manual wind movement, I would, reinforce the stem, the gears, everything for the manual wind, because I know that this watch would be wound every single day, and those gears would need to be reinforced, especially. And also the crown, everything would have to be reinforced. But if it's an automatic, I would have an expectation of like, this person will never use the crown to wind the movement, so I don't need to put as much reinforcements into that area. And I would focus on the automatic. I'm just look. This is like a watch newbie just asking questions.
No,
do you see it?
I don't want you to feel as though you can't answer the questions. Not at all.
Yeah.
No, but that is something new. I've never heard that theory before.
Wow, look at this. I'm original.
I'll be honest with you.
It's the first time somebody said, "I never heard of this before." Usually people say, "You stole my shtick."
I'm going to go and patent it now.
Yeah.
No. Stem, tube, and crown. Stem, the crown, and tube should be compatible and should have a lot of longevity, so to speak, whether it's manual or automatic.
Okay.
So that isn't correct. No, what you're saying.
Hey.
But I can understand and appreciate where you're coming from.
Look, I mean, I think this is a question that I wanted answered for a very long time. We have actually Daniel Katz, $2.70, says Habring used 7750 for first 3-hand before Felix. Let's see. Let's just Habring watch 7750. Oh, wait. Interesting. I'm not gonna be able to find that. Oh. So this looks actually kind of like the same situation that we're looking at here. Automatic movement stripped from its. I don't know if that's the one he's talking about, but that looks like that to me looks like an automatic stripped of the automatic winding system.
So that's looks very, very, very similar, if not basically an etched out 7750 with no automatic. See, I've never really understood why. I don't quite understand, don't quite get it. But then again, I've never really had one of those watches physically in front of me. I've worn one to really appreciate it. So I suppose my opinion won't really count. But it looks nice. If those are hand bleed screws, they've done well. It looks all right, doesn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much is that?
Ooh, these are very collectible. This is Habring.
It's not too expensive, but it's very limited.
As you can see, yeah, because it's limited, you see there's beveling and.
Oh, very sexy. Yeah, I like the beveling. That's very nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I like all that.
It's a 7750 that went through extensive kind of finishing. Luca, my email is in the bottom right corner from your kind of view. It says hello@timwrite.com. We got Dr. Flickflack, €5. Thank you so much. UG.
Universal Genève.
Ooh, Universal Genève. Universal Genève.
Oh, can we have
Okay, it's let's actually bring this up. I do actually want
That is a sexy watch, by the way.
Let's enjoy some of these more of these images, and then we'll go to the other one. As you can see here, look at that. Beautiful, right?
Good.
Actually, let me take this off, and we'll just go through these images. It's quite. Oh, you can see here the comparison.
Yeah, that looks like a fake 7750 comparison.
Yes.
But no, it's not actually, but it does look fake.
I guess it's in a various stage of finishing, or
yeah. Oh, I guess there was a comparison to a non-treated one and the treated one.
In a Bosch, Bosch movement, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Look at that. Obviously, it's not like the most mind-blowing thing, but it's appreciated.
Yeah, it's detail, isn't it? It's people love a lot of people love that, the detail.
Yeah. And that's a beautiful dial, like frosted, with a single mono pusher, with these thin hands, blued. It's beautiful.
That's an IWC, isn't it? That picture before.
No,
this one.
No, I think this is also Habring. He just
it's
the same. Yeah, I think that's the same one with even more finish.
Grand Complication looks very similar to this.
Yeah.
Wow.
It says International Watch Co.
Oh, so he's an IWC.
Oh, wait.
You see, Tim, you were wrong.
I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. Let's see. Oh, maybe.
You see that the
yeah, right there.
International Watch Co.
IWC. There you go.
The flag there. It's the flag of Schaffhausen.
It says
beneath on the left. Right.
ADT, heat, cold, and there's something here. Yeah, that's a lot.
6 positions.
Wow.
It's tourbillon as well.
Oh, is that a tourbillon? Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Damn. Yes, you're right. Wow. So I'm just a little. That's confusing. Why did they include that picture in this list? Was it Habring history? What is it saying? Caliber inside IWC. Destriero Scafusia. Flying tourbillon inside the 2 Distier Confucia with a split seconds mechanism on top right. Before joining IWC, I did not know 7750 at all, recounts Mr. Havering. Starting to work with, it brought me to the point where I perfected it over all other movements IWC used at the time. There you go. So hard work, and you can perfect even one of the worst movements. Well, not the worst, not like high horology movements. Okay, let's universal.
But yeah, just a very last thing. So the Breitling costs over
The other one.
$8,000. Would you rather have this or a Portugieser? I think I would rather have a Portugieser.
A Habring or this
No,
one?
the IWC Portugieser
Versus what? I'm sorry.
versus the Breitling, which costs $8,000.
This Breitling?
Yeah, look,
Ooh, yes.
$8,000.
I think
Yeah,
so too.
You're
More
not,
iconic. This kind of looks like a 5170 wannabe.
yeah, but you're not going to pay the retail though, are you? You won't pay that retail, surely.
Okay, let's just bring this up because I got the super chat. Universal Geneve. Let's bring up this yellow one. That looks. This it? Micro rotor. Was this it?
Yes.
Okay. How do I close? Wait. Just want more images. Okay. Okay. So what's the question. Micro rotor is a watch I really would like to own, but not sure if they still can be serviced easily. Ah, okay. If they still can be serviced easily, also dial quality seems an issue. What do you think, Alex? Would you?
No.
Is this something you can service? Let's see. What
No,
is it?
don't do it. Don't pull
Don't
that trigger on this watch. Don't fire the gun.
Wow. Why?
Because you're paying $3,200 for how old is the watch?
It's
Oh, it's from the 80s.
80s,
80s.
right? So
Even before, yeah.
the micro rotor. The thing is, right, in my opinion, when people, this is no disrespect to the person who's asked you, but when you're spending $3,200, you want a watch that's going to tell you adequate time, and you're going to want to wear it most probably every day, and you're going to want to show it off. This watch is going to be extremely expensive to be serviced once it stops, and it's going to be difficult, in my opinion, to get a good timekeeping out of it. And don't forget, because of the age of the watch, parts they're obsolete. So I would not buy that watch unless you are happy with knowing that the watch is most probably not going to keep fantastic time. You can't wear it in the shower.
Look at this. This is the movement.
Yeah, that's not the micro rotor. You have to
It's a
look for the
bumper
micro
movement.
rotor.
We call that something else in England. I don't think I can say on it.
It's they call it.
That's a bumper.
movement.
It's a
Yeah,
bumper.
bumper.
Yeah, because it's
there's
got the
nothing
spring
to it.
here, spring here.
Just type in Universal Genève micro rotor. You should find.
Oh, that's not the movement that's inside.
No,
that
that's not the movement.
Okay.
The micro rotor
Micro
is
rotor.
Yeah, this one. That's one.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay. Oh, wait, but here it says. Anyways, okay. So these are like in-house. It's got to be in-house.
It was.
How are you supposed to service it?
I think it was the very first serialized micro rotor made.
It's a movement that, okay, I'll give you an idea. If that watch came into me for a service,
Yes.
without restoration dial in hands, I'll be charging at least 600 to 700 sterling.
Wow.
Wow.
Because you're gonna have to custom order these parts from God knows where, right?
Sorry,
I'm
go on.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh wait, watch. Tim, how do I give you a $10,000 super chat? Actually, super chats are limited to $500 per day.
Well,
You would never be able to do that. You have to.
You can write him an email at hello@timwrite.com. He will send you his banking information.
Wire transfer.
Yeah, Alexander. How often
yeah.
would you come across these movements?
How often do I come across?
Yeah, is it something that you would regularly see in your, I guess, yearly servicing of watches, or are these quite rare to come across?
I believe Bomber Mercier used to do them in their watches in the 70s or 80s. For some reason, I look at that movement and think Bomber Mercier used them. Uh, you don't really see many of them, but when you do see them, you're going to have to sit the customer down and make them a tea or a coffee and a few biscuits, because I'll tell you now, it's to do them properly is not cheap. That's my opinion, and also I give a 24-month warranty on that as well. But it's not a movement. For the person who's asked about this watch, they really need to basically ask the person that they're buying from, when was it last serviced? Also, may I ask who serviced it, what warranty comes with it, and actually try it on, because that's a lot of money for such an old watch. Because I'm telling you now that they're going to pay a lot to keep that watch going at a good standard, should I say?
Yeah, and
Well, thanks for answering
Smoker
that.
says these watches they were $600-$700 watches not that long ago. Now it's like 3,000. I mean, my guess. I mean, look at this picture, and this is very clever because they made it look like a Rolex Oyster Perpetual with the funky colored strap and teal background. They're really selling you that feeling that you're buying more than, but you're buying trouble. You're gonna get in so much trouble.
Yeah, it just seems like the whole vintage motif, like the allure of it, of hoping that something's incredibly valuable. I mean, that could potentially harm you in making your judgment based on a watch that you just see the make, right?
100%. I totally agree with that. Can I just add that
Sure.
there's people that buy their watches on their birthday. So if you were born in the 50s or 60s, don't do it.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you're buying a mechanical watch or a quartz watch. If you do get the itch to do it and you're still romanticizing over the watch that you want, you really need to buy from somebody that specializes in vintage.
Right.
Really important. Because when the watches are like in the 50s and 60s, and especially the quartz ones, they're extremely expensive to service. And also, I find so many people that buy watches on their birthday, they end up in the drawer, or they want to hand them down to their children, and then it becomes a burden on their children because the watch is so old. And you don't want to do that. You want to buy something the retro. That's like what Breitling doing, what Tag done with Hoya. You want to go down the retro route. Don't get suckered into buying a watch of your birthday.
Yeah, like a kind of like a blend of new and old. The Ed White from Omega. It does give you that inspiration of how it was back then, but with an upgraded movement, the reliability of it. So yeah, I kind of see exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, because what happens is they start want to modifying it. They start doing stuff to it. It's like when somebody buys a Plexi Rolex, and then they start wishing that they got the Sapphire 16233 because they have their 16013, and they start want to fit a sapphire onto it, and they start putting a non-original dial. No. You just save your money and buy the sapphire version. Don't be doing that, because I guarantee you're never going to be happy with it, and you're just going to end up selling it for peanuts.
And we have a question here from Joseph D. $5. What is Alexander's opinion on the coaxial escapement?
Okay, so when the coaxial first came out, I believe they had a lot of problems on the first edition, and then Omega decided to take the movements out and replace them for the newer style, which then devalued the first models that they made. Some years have gone by now since George Daniels made that movement, and apparently he made the movement with no lubrication, because it's less friction because of the way the escapement works, which is absolutely tremendous. I mean, how that man thought of this, I don't know. Now they've come on for so many years that it's so much more advanced that I would recommend the coaxial escapement. I recommend it in the in-house movement with the large picture that you're showing me.
Yes.
However, I wouldn't recommend it in that Frederick Piguet movement that they use, because the movement itself is, in my opinion, is no good. But the 2892 that they used it for, it's fantastic, which I think is the 1120, I believe. And their own in-house movement. But the Frederick Piguet one, I don't know. I just don't agree with that movement.
What are your thoughts on the 9300 series from Omega?
Can I see a picture of it? Because I usually go from the actual pictures rather than the reference.
Can you put it in the private chat? The link?
Sure.
And what like would an independent watchmaker be able to service these coaxials, or is this something that again you would have to send to Omega to service?
Okay. Well, I actually applied for my Omega accreditation. I still haven't filled it in just yet, because they ask you to do certain things like have your workshop separate from your polishing room, which I already have, and then certain tooling. So you're able to get it. I'll just click there now. Movement. Are you asking me what do I think of the movements, or?
So do you feel that the 9300 or I believe it's the 9900, the chronometer certified in the professional, they're more robust, where some feel that perhaps they aren't as reliable? I was just wondering what your thoughts were.
I want to see the differences though in pictures so I can get an idea.
We're looking at 9300 coaxial versus 9900. Is that the question?
Yeah.
So I believe the 9300 was their. It's in the Speedmaster, the non-professional moonwatch, which I had. I absolutely loved it. But then there's the 9900, which is the chronometer rated 3861, I believe.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll be honest with you. I do not service those particular movements because of restrictions of parts. So until I get my Omega accreditation, if I ever wish to apply for it, then I'll have access to parts. Or it may be a movement where you have to send it to Omega.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not something that can be easily fixed, I guess, without sending it to them, because it's so limited in part supply, or?
So I would not recommend anybody, if they had that watch, to send it to somebody that's either never worked on one or is not at least Omega accredited, that particular movement. I wouldn't give it to somebody off the street because, first of all, you don't know if they're going to do it correctly. That's a movement that I'd rather send to Omega. There's certain models, there's certain movements that I always say to people, look, I can't work on this watch in-house, but I would suggest you use the main manufacturer, or you can use the main manufacturer or this person. That movement I would definitely suggest sending back to the main manufacturer.
Cool. And geez, are you French? How can you possibly have such a perfect accent?
Yep. Well, I live in Geneva, and in Geneva you speak French.
There you go. He is from Geneva. Port Luxury 2000. How much for you to keep Rebel streaming over the toilet break? I'm actually done. So we talked about everything I wanted to talk about today. I'm gonna wrap this up. I want to thank everybody who was here with me. The Jesus, the Wings and Watches, and Alexandros. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks so much,
talking about the movements. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.